Hello everyone, my name is Paul. Welcome to Common Touch of Fantasy. And I hope everyone is well. I hope everything's going great for everybody. And I hope you're just reading amazing books and you're really enjoying yourself in life. I'm doing well. I'm doing a lot better than what I was a couple months ago. And I'm trying to get back into Booktube a little bit. Maybe a video a week, something like that. So this is what I've been up to. This is what I've been reading, what I'm planning on reading, and what's going on with me. Recently, I read Dust of Dreams by Steven Erikson. This is the 9th book in the Malazan Book of the Fallen series, the 9th book. And the 9th and 10th book are really one large book. And he split them into 2 books. And so what we have here in Dust of Dreams is a very long introductory book to an epic fantasy final book. And if you read much epic fantasy, a lot of times you know that the first half of a book is usually a lot of setup, and then the second half is a lot of great big fights and huge battles and wicked cool magic and things like that. So basically, this is a huge setup book for the last book, The Crippled God. Because of that, I did not like this book very much. I ended up giving it a 2 out of 5. It is the lowest scored Malazan book that I've given. It's basically because of the format, though. Because he split one huge book into 2 books, and we get a very set-up-y 9th book. So, unfortunately, didn't really care for that one. I read The Invention of Hugo Cabret by Brian Selznick, and that was great. It's a kid's book, has a lot of illustrations in it. It took me a couple hours to read, and it was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it, and it was a great way to spend an evening, and I had a lot of fun reading it. And the movie I watched a few years ago. The movie was fantastic, and the book was great too. What I am currently reading is Hogfather by Terry Pratchett. I'm about, probably, a little over half. See, and I'm enjoying this. I have problems with Pratchett though, because at times I have no idea what's going on because everything seems like nonsense, and so I feel like I'm missing things, but now that the story threads are coming together a little bit, I kind of see where the book is going. I'm enjoying it, and it's just a lot of fun to read around this time of the year, and it's my first read. It's my second Pratchett book. I'm going to be starting The Crippled God today. This is the last book in the Malazan Book of the Fallen series by Steven Erikson. And I'm hoping this last book will be better than that 9th book. I'm looking forward to finally finishing this and just looking back on the series as a whole and just kind of, looking back over the last couple years where I've read these books off and on and really, diving into them and seeing what I liked about the series and what I didn't like about the series and the good things and the bad things and my favorite parts and stuff. So I might make a bunch of videos pertaining to my favorite parts of the whole series with my favorite characters and things like that, and just kind of give a big overview of a bunch of things with this series after I finish it, and I want to finish it before the year is over. I'm also listening on audiobook Deadline by Mira Grant. This is the 2nd book in the Newsflesh trilogy. If you saw a video from me a couple months ago, I listened to Feed by Mira Grant, and I really liked it. This 2nd book is way different. The main character is different, and because of that, I don't really like it as much, but it's still interesting to me. I just don't have much connection with the main character, and I think that's done on purpose. And we'll see what happens after this trilogy is over, where I'll go back and really try to figure out why Mira Grant decided to switch primary characters and to switch it to the character that she switched it to, and kind of see why she made that decision. I'm not going to judge it too much right now until I'm done with it. I just borrowed from the library some books. The Girl Who Drank the Moon by Kelly Barnhill. This is a modern day fairy tale type book. Basically, this village puts out a child for the witch in the woods to come get every year. But the witch is actually a nice person, and she like saves a child and delivers a child to like another village on the other side of the woods. But this time, the child that she saves ends up getting like special powers because of the moon and different things. And it's just like kind of like a modern day fairy tale. It's a kid's book. I'm looking forward to reading it. This time of year, it's great to read kids' book. Christmas always reminds me of kids' books for some reason. I also have another Brian Selznick book. This is Wonderstruck. Basically, this is two children, 50 years apart, and they're trying to find out what is missing in their lives. One child's story is told in words, and the other child's story is told in pictures. And it's very interesting because the children are 50 years apart, and the story is being told together in a way. So I'm looking forward to reading this. I think Selznick's work is very interesting because of illustrations plus the words. Here's an example of an illustration. And I'm probably going to be reading all of his work because I think it's very cool. I also borrowed from the library, actually, probably a week ago. That is Hillbilly Elegy, by J.D. Vance. This is a memoir about a family's desire to move from poverty into the middle class, only to be pulled down again by the ideas that were like ingrained in them when they were in poverty. So it talks about like white middle class individuals and how they now are struggling with becoming impoverished. So I'm looking forward to reading this. J.D. Vance was all over the place during the election, and I kind of want to read this to kind of understand more about what's going on in the middle parts of the country and southern parts of the country and stuff with the white middle lower class. Even though that's basically what my class is in real life, I feel sometimes that I am, I don't know, sheltered from the issues that a lot of other people have that are like me. Like, I would never have a drug issue. A lot of people in like these areas of the country have drug problems, and just a bunch of different issues that I want to be able to understand and to understand their struggle in life more so that I have more empathy towards those individuals. What have I been buying recently? Well, I've been buying some books. I'll show a couple. If you follow me on Instagram, you probably have seen these books. We have The Unreal and the Real, selected short stories by Ursula K. Le Guin, and The Found and the Lost, the collected novellas of Ursula K. Le Guin. I had some coupons on Barnes & Noble, and I got these recently, and I love these books. They're so beautiful. It's probably the prettiest books I own. I want to read more Le Guin in this coming year, and I wanted to read more of her short fiction as well. These are huge books. Wait. Oh, there we go. I can turn them out right way. Boy, this is so awkward. Anyways, they're huge. And they look really cool next to each other on the shelf. See that? Very cool. But they are ginormous. If you don't like really big books, maybe wait until maybe a paperback comes out, or maybe get them on ebook. But I could not resist the huge, beautiful books. I love big books, and I cannot lie. I also won Bridging Infinity by Jonathan Strahan. Jonathan Strahan. Yeah, the guy that does Code Street. I thought his name was Jonathan Stratton. No, it's Strahan. Alright, anyways, this is a short story collection. with a bunch of cool people like Reynolds and Cadigan, Baxter, and Charlie Jane Anders, and Buckwell, and Karen Lord, and really cool people. Larry Nevin, Paul Doherty, Ken Liu. Awesome. He has this whole bridging series of anthologies, and I'm looking forward to reading those. Black Friday, Book Outlet. I'm there every year. Can't help it. I got Dancer's Lament by Ian C. Eiselmont. More Malazan fun. This one is like a prequel dealing with, oh man, how not to spoil things. I don't know, dealing with certain people that are important to the story that I can't give their true identities and stuff like that. But very cool. It's like a warlord and an assassin, I guess I could say. And it sounds more magical than some of the other Malazan books, and more like going through the jungle type thing. And also on Book Outlet, I've been buying a lot of Tor.com novellas. I love the Tor.com novellas, and on Book Outlet, you get them for rather cheap. Got Of Sorrow and Such by Angela Slatter. I absolutely loved this when I read it last year. Fantastic. If you haven't read this yet, please do so. It's really good. Fran Wilde, The Jewel, and the Lapidary. The Lapidary? I don't know. Fran Wilde. I've never read anything by her. I want to give it a try. Runtime by S.B. Diva. I've been hearing a lot of talk about this as far as a really good novella for the year. Forest of Memory by Mary Robinette Kowal. I've not read anything by Kowal yet, and this will be my first. I read this as well last year, The Devil You Know by K.J. Parker. It was like my first K.J. Parker, and it was interesting. It wasn't amazing, but it was good, and it probably holds up to rereads. The Drowning Eyes by Emily Foster. I have never read anything by her, and this is probably my favorite cover from last year. I love it so much. So pretty. And The Witches of Litchford by Paul Cornell. I've yet to read anything about Paul Cornell, and that's something I'm going to try with him. So as you can see, these are a great way to try new authors, have a short little story, and I love the look of them, and I love the covers, and I love it. I just love the Tor.com novellas. I have a ton on my ebook, and now I'm starting to buy them when I see them for cheap online as well. So that's all that's I want to talk about right now. I'll probably make a video next week talking about a little bit what I read, what I'm going to be planning on reading. I'm also reading a ton of comic books. I'm trying to catch up with comics. As you can see back here, there's a ton of comics I've been reading. I still have a pile here that I need to read still, and then I have to get more tomorrow. So comics everywhere all the time. I love comics now. So yeah, that's what's been up with me, what's been up with you. Thanks for watching, and hopefully I'll put out a few more videos than what I have been, because I haven't been making any videos. So alright, thanks for watching, guys. Please have a great week.